Please enjoy this feature presentation of the Crooked River Radio Network. This program may contain adult content and is intended for mature audiences only.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The arguments begin now.
Light a cigarette for this shit.
Let's
what I
get
just read
ready
on the screen. Let me get prepared, because if what I just read on the screen is what you want to talk about,
there's all kinds of stuff on there.
Some fun shit.
There's all kinds of stuff on here. It's going to be fun. I actually have got a text guest tonight. We're going to call him Good Citizen.
Oh, come on. Let's not be a text guest. Get this man on the air.
No,
or young lady.
I offered
whomever they may be.
They told me they wouldn't take me up on it.
Let's have some fun.
Yeah, we're going to have
Get
some.
On.
We're going to have some fun anyway. And we've got Mr.
He won't tell us who it is.
Mr. Good Citizen.
He won't tell us who it is.
That's all I'm telling you. That's all by rights. That's all I have to tell you. It's just Good Citizen.
Good. What makes them a good citizen?
Because they're not a bad citizen.
I think your daughter just blew shit out her nose when you said that. It might have been, at least it wasn't pop, so it wasn't that uncomfortable. But she just blew chocolate milk out her nose. Yeah. Okay. So, moving on.
Yeah, we do have quite a bit I want to talk about tonight. I want to cover, there was a Republican, I believe it was in Wisconsin, that tried to do a town hall meeting and ended up getting booed out. Believe it or not, it was a Republican. We'll cover that though when we get there. I also got, I want to recap the stuff about Trump's reaching over and in television. It's another one I think. Plus, I want to talk about the good old gerrymandering. That's going to be the topper there. And Mr. Good Citizen has actually texted me 2 questions so far. So we'll throw some stuff in there. So how's your week going?
Well, it's actually early in my work. It's my day off. My work week starts tomorrow. So, I've had a relaxing day, and, life is good. Life's good.
That's good.
Can't complain.
I ain't got nothing done, but that's nothing unusual.
Well, I didn't get nothing done either, but, other than filling my pill bucket. But, life is good.
If you, maybe I could put this on there. Let's see if I can find that again. If you want to, at any time, go and put or ask a question, I'm going to give you a phone number here that you can call that will reach the Crooked River Radio Newsroom, or this show actually, the studio. And that is, if you want to ask a question, it's 330-786-8088. I'd prefer text. I probably won't answer a call because I've got so much going on here. But feel free to text in any questions you've got for either myself or Dale, either one. Anyway, let's see. What are we going to start with first? You want Mr.
I don't know. You're the one that put all the topics up there. What do you want to dive into?
Let's go. This
What do
sounds
you want to get nasty with?
this sounds like a good way to start this. I got to get to it though.
And then, of course, you gave your list of there, but I do have I have to figure out how to give it to you, a link to see the whole play out of the Obama conspiracy over, well, it started with Hillary Clinton, and then Obama picked it up, and then, the conspiracy over Russiagate and how many people are implicated in that. But it's a 30-minute video, so
Yeah, it's a little
obviously
long.
we can't do that, but I wouldn't mind possibly, finding a way to give the link to individuals that would like to listen to it and make their own, opinion based upon what they hear. I found it very profound. Other people may look at it differently. I don't know, but wouldn't mind throwing it out there.
Well, that if you want to, what I can do.
So maybe after the show,
you can
find out how to do that, and you can
You can get me the link,
back
and
that link.
you can get it to me by give me a link, and I can go find it and chop it up with whatever we want to.
Well, no, I don't want it chopped up. I want people to be able to see the whole thing.
We could do that too.
Because it's a storyline. It's a very much of a storyline that explains the whole process, and there ain't no chopping it up to it.
I'd be more than I didn't mean chopping it up to make it. I'm just was talking. Maybe we could do a segment at a time over the next two or three shows.
Well,
we can talk about that.
I just want people to see it.
Yeah.
And
I can post it on.
They can make their own informed decision after they view what they hear.
I've been wanting to start a Facebook group for this show anyway, so we'll get to that. Anyway, let's go with the first question here, and I guess I'll answer it as well as you can, but I'm going to pose this to you first, and this is by Mr. or Mrs. Good Citizen.
Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Good Citizen.
Now,
very nice to meet you.
I want you to consider everything as to what's happened in the last year. Is your life better than rephrase that. Is your life better at this point in time than it was a year ago?
Okay, that's, to me, a trick question. If you go back a year ago, no, my life was not that perfect. There were situations that I did not agree with and things that were going on. Fortunately, because I knew someone, I was able to gain a new job. And at that point, I gained a new job, started making more money, feel more appreciated, and it's a beautiful work atmosphere that I'm in. So, yes, am I better off a year later? Absolutely.
What about
a year ago? I mean, no, not so much.
All right, let's just concentrate on the political side of this. Are you better off? Okay. You better off politically now than you were a year ago?
Well,
considering all the economics, considering all the economics and stuff like that, were you better back then, or are you better now?
I would say, at this exact second, not much different. Because I think with the tariffs and the way things are changing with that, I mean, it's probably a whole nother show. I think you have a lot of businesses that are inflating prices on items, and it's because of the tariffs. It's because of the tariffs. And those individual items probably have absolutely nothing to do with any kind of tariff whatsoever. But as the Democrats like to say, don't let any bad thing go to waste. So, you take advantage of that situation and it gets passed on to us consumers.
Well, I think as far as myself is concerned, of course, trying to limit my my feelings as far as just being a Democrat or Republican or whatever. I gotta say that I'm at this point I'm more scared than I was like this time a year ago, because of the fact that if you go to the grocery store, what used to be a year and a half, 2 years ago, would cost you $200. Now you're over $300 for that same merchandise, and that scares me. You got to consider there's a lot of people my age that are on a fixed incomes, so to say. Sure, I make a bit decent living with that, but if this inflation keeps going, I'm going to be in a poorhouse. It's taken Flora and I both, and I'm sure it's probably that way with you and Justine. It scares me to think that if these prices keep going up, my pension's done. My Social Security's done. And with all the crap that's going on with them trying to kick people off of Medicaid and Medicare and everything else, that's scary. What do you think?
Well, no. See, that's where you keep going. Kicking people off of Medicare and Medicaid. You're talking about the illegal immigrants that are kicking off of Medicare and Medicaid that were allowed to get it by the Biden administration. Okay, so you're kind of, no, not all these people are getting, yes, the people that didn't deserve it to begin with are being kicked off. Okay, if you're an American citizen, you earn these rights. And if you're not, you don't deserve these things that we as American citizens have been paying into for many years. You don't deserve that. So why were we giving that to them? And that's the people that are getting kicked off. And you get the news media. Oh, no. 9 million people got kicked off of this. Oh, they got kicked off of that. They got kicked off of something else. No, they didn't. It was illegal fucking immigrants being kicked off the shit.
Because they're doing that, Dale, it's affecting the people that are legally in this world.
What? Because
they're
kicking off illegal immigrants?
Hoarded into these damn Alcatraz things and sent back supposedly.
Fine. Go back to your fucking country.
When they've got citizenship here. That's so wrong, Dale.
If they got citizenship here?
Yes, you can find it anywhere.
They are taking American citizens
they've been doing it because we made a mistake. Bull flipping shit.
Oh, that was one motherfucker.
There's been more than one. You get one or two a week anymore. It's not right.
He's up on fucking charges. Okay, I'm going to be a good boy. I'm being a good boy.
Yeah, me too. You act like everything is so great with that Trump crap. My eyes.
I think it's that great. I just think it's.
My eyes are wider open now than
the alternative.
Than they have been in a long time. My eyes are wider open because I can't. It's like Trevisano used to say, I'm living in a world I don't understand. And it's getting worse by the day. You You may not think it's anything. You may not think it's anything to have your rights taken away, but damn it, they're getting every
What
time
rights have been
you
taken
do
away?
that, you're going towards a.
Come on, stop yourself for a half a second, and let's go through your rant piece by piece. What rights have we had taken away?
I'm trying to think of what I read just this afternoon.
See, here we go.
Well,
That's
whatever.
my example.
Whatever.
That's my example. My rights are being taken away, but I can't tell you what rights are being taken away.
My right to.
I mean,
All right, let's change this a little bit. I'll tell you one of the rights that's been taken away. Cheaper food prices that he promised before the election. Oh, it's gonna be great. Eggs are gonna be $1 a dozen, and gas is gonna be $1.85. Flipping since when?
well, first off, cheaper grocery prices are not a right. They are something he has promised.
I'm allowed
and
to.
He is actively working on that situation.
Oh yeah, right.
And prices have come down, but in certain countries, you still have to get.
Where's my $1.85 a gallon gas?
And
Where's my $1.85 a gallon gas?
But none of your rights have been taken away.
Where's my $1.85 a gallon gas?
Well, up your ass, because you ain't had that since long before your boy
he promised
Biden was
it.
in office.
He promised it.
Okay.
He promised it. And it
ain't the end of his term
I have
either.
said this 100 times. That guy is nothing but flipping smoke and mirrors. And you can tell it by the way he's doing it. We're going to send all these troops, and we're going to arm ourselves up against our own citizens. Yeah, whatever.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, really.
And all these other politicians that are Democratic. Okay, we'll just say we're going to go after Democrats just because you're trying to pick on Republicans. And everything that comes out of their mouth is just like, oh, and it's just glory to God. These just, they're speaking the truth. Come on. How long have you been living? How old are you fucking now?
71 almost.
You ain't figured it out yet?
71 almost.
Ain't none of these motherfuckers telling you the truth. Democrat, Republican, or anything in between. All you can do is work for the best situation that you think can occur in your life. This LGBTQ, all this other bullshit that you want to talk about, it does not fucking matter. It's about what matters in your life. And
well, what matters in my life is that I can live a little bit longer without paying all my Social Security to go buy food. What the hell's wrong with that?
What do you think I do?
You're making more money than I ever did. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Well, here's the problem. In lies the problem. The way Social Security works, you get, I think they take your 5 best earning years, and then you get a certain percentage of that every month. I believe is the way it worked. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm not exactly sure how they do that. I know
okay, so here's what we have to keep in mind. You being an older gentleman, you went into the workforce earlier than I did.
I've been working since I've been 14.
Talking at mid-20s. I was making $35,000-$40,000 a year. Now, how old were you when you started making that kind of money? So if I started making that kind of money at that age, and there's been times that it's been lower and stuff, and there's been times it's been higher and whatnot, but the way the wage increases have gone, me as a younger individual, I've put more in than you have. So my assumption would be at retirement, I would make a decent living. Now, I had a guy that told me that, at one point he had a $200,000 a year job. Okay, in New York as a chef in New York, he was doing the big fancy shit and all that stuff. He's a guy that comes in and helps us out and does stuff. He's going on Social Security, and I was just like, not prying. I'm like, how'd you do? I say, can you afford to not work anymore? Or are you going to have to, take on some part-time stuff? Now, mind you, I don't know what kind of house he lives in. I don't know where he lives or anything like that. But it was like, no, I still probably need to do some part-time stuff, but it makes me feel better to know that I don't have to worry about going to work every day because I have this constant income coming in. But as old as he is, I think, like I said, when he first became a chef, he was probably making $20,000-$30,000 a year. Okay. Whereas now, if you become a chef, you're making so much more. And that's kind of where things kind of get a little sketchy. But, he says, I still need to work a part-time job.
Yeah, I can. I was just sitting here thinking about the one guy I knew. This has been probably, I think I met him somewhere in the 2016 or 2017. Guy was 86 years old, had to work because he couldn't live on his Social Security. And he wasn't getting a pension. 86 years old, had to drive a car or drive a truck. He was on the main line going down to the one pharmacy that we dealt with, a pharmaceutical company that we dealt with. And poor guy was 86 years old. He had to crawl on a damn truck for 12 hours a day. Some of the stuff just is not, and that isn't really too concerning nowadays, but it's a similar situation. You just got to kind of feel there's no way. Once I got out the last time, I have no intention on going back. And you're going to get there eventually.
If you look at the wages that you made in your work life, and I know being at Chrysler for several years, you were making really good money.
My base rate was $26.10 an hour.
I bet you that if you look at the money I've made in my lifetime as an employee, I'm pretty darn close already. And that's where the Social Security thing kind of it poses a problem, because it has to do with what you're paying in. And it's like I said earlier,
there's also
the older you are, earlier wages were lower, so therefore it's like what was $10 or $3 an hour to you was $10 an hour to me. And so it kind of steamrolls down the line. And that's where you kind of end up with the older people now. You have a higher cost of living. You have, everything's costing, and then all this inflated bullshit. You have all that going on, and then you have these older people on fixed incomes that their Social Security is so fucking low because,
They retired
well,
longer ago.
they didn't,
When you get
it's
a
not about retiring that long ago.
when you get a pension,
They didn't make the wage that we make now.
when you get a pension, they pretty much, except for the company I used to work for, they they take your average, and at the time that you go to retire, it's pretty decent. But as time goes on, inflation goes up. Hell, I could never live on what John Griffiths used to make, and what he made on his pension. It was all practically non-existent. Fortunately for me, this last contract, they decided to give us what amounted to a 3% raise for everybody that was legacy there. And so, the pension came up from 1440 to like 1940, something like that. But as far as that goes, it's the longer you're going to live, the less you're going to be able to afford. If I had to go out of town on a trip or something, I don't know how the hell I'd do it.
My grandmother used to get my grandfather's pension from, he worked down here at Front Street at Vaughn Machine, if you remember when that was.
Yeah, I remember
there.
when Vaughn was there.
Okay. She would get it was like $10 or $12 a month that she got from his pension. I mean, and I guess way back when, that wasn't so bad, but as you progress through time, that ain't a whole lot of money.
Yeah, that's the way it goes when you're honest. That's why they call it a fixed income. Anyway, let's change gears here. I want to ask another question, and then I'm.
This coming from Mr. or Mrs. Goodfellow,
Mr. or Mrs. Good Citizen.
Oh, good citizen.
Yeah,
what makes them? I need to know what makes them a good citizen.
I'll have to ask them.
Well, no, I would like to ask them. So get them on the show.
No,
I want to know what
they
makes
don't want to come on because they don't want
to.
They don't want to get in an arguing match. They just rather.
Why not?
They'd rather sit and listen to it.
This is
hell.
This
I would
is a
too.
polite thing here. We MF each other. We do whatever, and then we go have a beer. I mean, ain't nobody holding no grudges. Come on in. Come on in. I welcome it. I would love to have two people ganging up on me. That would be fun. That would be fun. Because this shit is too easy.
All right. Let's see if I can find something good here. All right. I want to tie one of these into one of the videos I've got. I think what I'll do is I don't really want to, I'm going to just run this clip. I don't want to tie it into one of his questions or their questions or her questions. There was I know how you feel about the big bullshit, I'm beautiful bill. And I got this clip. It was Mike Flood. I think it was from Wisconsin. Decided he was going to do a town hall meeting, and I want you to look and see what his constituents, how they conducted their little town hall meeting. So this is only about 2 or 3 minutes long, but let's cut to it. You're watching The Art of Argument on the Crooked River Radio Network. Be right back.
Overnight, Congressman Mike Flood facing a barrage of pushback as he tries to sell his constituents on President Trump's agenda. The Nebraska Republican getting an earful for his support of Trump's massive tax and spending bill.
There's been a lot of misinformation out there about the bill.
Flood attempting to walk the audience through the health care provisions in the bill, but the crowd interrupting and jeering him.
I can tell you, we're going to see an influx of money into Nebraska hospitals.
One constituent calling for calm.
I implore you to be quiet so that we can hear his responses. Remember, Mike's coming up for a re-election, and we'd really like to know what his responses are.
The bill, the cornerstone of Trump's agenda, is projected to cause more than 10 million Americans to lose their health care coverage over the next decade due to its cuts to Medicaid.
If you choose not to work, you do not get free health care. You do not get free health care.
A new analysis by the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office now estimates the legislation will add more than $4 trillion to the national debt over the next decade, up from the previous estimate of $3.4 trillion. The increase due in part to the roughly $4 trillion in tax cuts, mostly for the wealthiest Americans included in the final bill. But it wasn't just the legislation sparking outrage. One man pointing to the January 6th attack on the Capitol and Trump's pardons of more than 1,500 people involved.
You said in Seward that you were not a fascist. Your complicity says otherwise. Have you ever spoken out against this administration?
Sir, I want to be very clear with you. Give me a chance to answer his question, I'd be happy to. Fascists don't hold town halls with open question and answer series.
Now, the congressman was pressed on everything from the controversy over Jeffrey Epstein to the president's firing of the top official in charge of the jobs report and cuts to the education department. Now, after a contentious 90 minutes, that town hall ending with chants of vote him out. George.
Mary Bruce, thanks.
What do you think?
Fabricated.
Yeah, give me a break, Dale.
No, it's
the guy was standing up there on a stage, and it was
the whole
over,
thing.
and
Yeah,
he's a
the
Republican.
whole thing has been cherry picked, and yes, I mean, okay, all right. Let's do it this way. What comment did he make that bothered you, and then I'll reply.
That really wasn't the clip I had hoped I played. There was one comment in that town hall where he says the United States isn't full of money. We don't have a whole lot of money, and the crowd response was just, shock and awe.
Okay, that's obviously you have a Democratic audience that thinks, oh, you should give
blame it all on the Democrats. Here we go.
The United States government is not a bank pool. No, it's not. And, I heard one point where they booed, where he said, hey, if you can work and you don't go to work, you ain't going to get no money. Okay? Well, guess what?
Okay, yeah, because we're going to give all your money to the rich.
I throw on my fucking pants, and I get up and I drag my ass to fucking work every fucking day, no matter how bad I feel, and no matter what, my ass goes to fucking work. So why should I pay for people to sit on their fucking asses and do nothing when they are perfectly capable of going to work? And once again, I'll tell you, if you can't find an issue with that, then what the fuck?
Well, let's see.
It don't make sense.
I think I could, just from personal experience, I can offer an answer to you. My first, before I got hired into Chrysler, which I was 26, I believe. That was 1978, so that was, 25. I was 24 years old when up until that point, I was taking jobs that I absolutely hated, but I needed the money.
Haven't we all?
And when you work like that, and when a lot of my time was around the time of Reaganomics, where he's preached about trickle down economics, which was a bunch of crap. But when we worked that way, there were years that I was out of work. Even at Chrysler, there was one time in the early '80s that I was off. I was laid off for 27 months and 3 weeks. I had nowhere to go. There was nobody hiring. And I finally got the bright idea to go do what this guy's proposing with workfare. And I ended up having to go to one of these government programs, and they came in the room on about the third or fourth day into that. And anybody want to work for Chrysler? It's going to only be a temporary job. You may be there 90 days. And so I took it. And
no, wait a minute. So you're telling me in 27 months,
27 months and 3 weeks,
you couldn't find a fucking job
Sir.
anywhere?
I
decided, like Vincent Michael, that you did not want that job, and that is not what you wanted to do.
You evidently have
because I've taken shit jobs to bring money into this home and to put food into this house or whatever else I needed to do.
During that 27 months and 3 weeks, I was working in a game at Fundsville, that coin game place.
So you were working.
And then the owner found out.
You're telling the people that you were off work for 27 months when you were not.
The owner of that place.
You were actually working.
Found
just
out,
not at that higher paying job.
The owner of that place found out that I was planning on going back to Chrysler. He fired me. And I was off another 4 months that way. But, I've seen my share of having no money and not two nickels to rub together.
We've all been there.
And I don't, if the economy was decent, but right now, because of these tariffs and everything else, it's all falling down. It's going to, your unemployment rate's going to probably start heading up here.
I'm telling you, the tariffs are not affecting things.
The hell they're not.
Bad as you
Somebody's going to have to pay for it, and they're not shipping because of the tariffs.
It's the businesses overinflating prices because they can blame it on the tariffs, just like they did in COVID. And during COVID, you had that shit going on, and then everybody just adjusted and, okay, this is what I'm going to have to pay for this, blah, 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 blah. And everyone's like, okay, well, whatever. And then COVID ended, and the prices didn't go down. You notice that? The prices didn't go down. And then we have this situation, prices going up, and it is every business taking advantage of that, and that's what they blame their prices on.
Yeah, I just don't. I usually try to figure out how it's all gonna work out, and there's not just too many unknowns right now. As far as the gerrymandering, we'll get into that in a little bit. Mr. or Mrs. Good Citizen asks, How do you feel about the Epstein list? Does it still matter or not? And do you think Donald Trump is in it?
One, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but I will tell you that I don't feel that Donald Trump is on that list because while Biden was in office, that they had that list. So during his reelection campaign,
the Democrats.
if they wanted
evil
to,
Democrats.
if they wanted to have that November, whatever they call it, they would have went directly after him because his name was on that list. So knowing that the Democratic government had this same list and they didn't do anything with it, tells me that 9 chances out of 10, one, his name's not on the list.
I disagree.
And 2,
when you
he kicked the man out of Mar-a-Lago, said he could never come back again. Okay? Because he found out what kind of guy he was. You know, I mean, so, but everybody leaves that out. But if there was any dirt on Trump on that Epstein list, it would have came out during the election, and it did not. Now, did it not come out because so many other Democrats were implicated in that list,
as well as Republicans,
along with him? So it's kind of a catch-22. I don't know if we'll ever know.
To me, if he's in that list, things are going to turn a whole lot different than they already are. Because he's.
But see, you worry about him. Now, it's a list. If the Democrats did not release that list, what does that tell you?
Do you ever think we're going to see him?
That tells you there was a whole lot of other Democrats on that fucking list.
Do you think we're ever going to see him?
Be out of fucking office right now if that were to come out to the public. So where were you coming from?
Well, you have to wonder. I'm not just pointing this at Trump. Don't get that wrong. But those lists must have a lot of each party's people in them.
That's what I believe.
As far as me thinking that his name is on it, I've seen just recently pictures of a young Donald Trump on his plane, on that Epstein's plane. So there has to be some involvement there, although he swears no. All right, let's see.
Oh, Bill Clinton went to that judge on a plane, but he didn't fly on it. He didn't go anywhere. He just went in there and went, hey, well, could you please leave my wife alone? Could you ignore all the proof that you have against her and ignore it and let it go? And then he got back off the plane. So just because you have a picture of a person on an airplane doesn't mean that, you know, that he went to the island and he was fucking little girls. You know, I mean, we're reaching so far here because as a Democrat, I'm sorry, you guys have no legs to fucking stand on. You are reaching. Let's come back to common sense and common sense talk and common sense politics, because this right wing, left wing is obviously not working for the American people, shall I say. It may be working for the people in Congress, but it's not working for the American people. You need to get back to where people are coming together and talking about issues and working out issues and trying to, fix things. That is the government that our forefathers set up. But we have bastardized that so bad that it's us against them. And that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's not the way it's supposed to be. But the question is how do we as citizens change that? That almost be impossible.
The only way you can is with your vote.
Yeah.
If you see these individuals acting up and doing these different things, go vote. We have a situation where a lot of people just, it doesn't matter anymore, and they don't vote. If you get enough people to vote, maybe you can get that bad individual out of office. Now, as you said earlier, we ought to vote about this. We ought to vote about that. We ought to vote about something else. Okay, that's what we have is the vote. And if we're not able to vote that person out of office, then guess what? That's what you're stuck with. And all we can do is work harder to try to, push them out of office the next time.
Yep.
But that's as normal people, that's the only right we have. I mean, we have nothing else. That's all we have.
Yeah.
Is our opinion.
It's kind of sad that way. I got. I'm going to try to cover as many subjects as we can. So I hope that's all right with you. So
absolutely.
We'll just do our say what's on our mind, then we'll move on. I've got two things about. I know the last show we did, we've talked about what the influence of the president should or shouldn't be as far as network television and that, and effectively telling you what you're allowed to watch and what you're not. I've got a couple 2-minute videos here. I want to get your opinion on them. So I will go ahead and play these two, and that'll finish off the videos for tonight. And then we can probably go to some more good citizen questions. Anyway, we will go ahead and do these here in a second. You're watching the Art of Argument show here on Crooked River.
We have some news right now. Donald Trump is now saying that Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon might be fired next after Stephen Colbert, theoretically pressuring the execs at those media companies to fire Fallon and Kimmel. In a new Truth Social post, Trump writes, "The word is, and it's a strong word at that, Jimmy Kimmel is next to go in the untalented late night sweepstakes, and shortly thereafter, Fallon will be gone. These are people with absolutely no talent who are paid millions of dollars for, in all cases, destroying what used to be great television. It's really good to see them go, and I hope I played a major part in it." Do you see that last line? I hope I played a major part in it. Donald Trump is actively telling execs at these media companies to fire top talent like Stephen Colbert, like Jimmy Kimmel. And he's telling them that he hopes that he was the reason that they were fired. Spread the word so more people know what's happening right now in real time. I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack linked in bio, so subscribe for free. And as always, follow along to stay up to date on all the news you need to know about.
So they're really going after Stephen Colbert. CBS and Paramount, under pressure from this administration, they are trying to silence one of the last major voices on television, one who dares to call out the hypocrisy, the corruption, and this fascist creep we keep seeing every single day. Let's be clear. This is not about money. This is not about ratings. It is about control. They have been lining up mergers, cutting deals, and making shady settlements, all while quietly pushing out anyone who won't fall in line. And now they want Colbert gone because he's not playing along. This is the face of censorship. This is the beginning of something extremely dangerous. If they shut him down, who's next? If they can cancel comedians or truth tellers and commentators for speaking truth, then what happens to our voice, our rights, and our freedoms? So no, we are not staying quiet. We are not just going to watch this happen. This July, we are boycotting Starbucks, Home Depot, Amazon, and Etsy. But now we are officially adding CBS and Paramount to that list. And not just for a month, because when August hits, they stay on the list. September, they stay on the list. Not until these corporations understand that we control the power. If you side with silencing voices, if you choose authoritarianism over freedom, you're going to hear from us. So as you hold the line this July, add CBS and Paramount. Let them know we see exactly what they're doing and we will not stand for it. Please visit the People's Union USA, join the Free Forum, and stand in solidarity, my friends. Thank you. Please share.
All right, that does the videos. What do you think?
That last guy was absolutely freaking hilarious.
Well, you can't really
Don't go to Home Depot. Don't order nothing from Amazon. Don't do this. Don't do that. Well, guess what? As you know, the American people, they go to Home Depot and they go to Amazon. You think they're going to quit shopping at that fucking store because this stupid some bitch decided to squawk off and say, "Hey, don't shop at these stores because these Republicans, they're fascists." I mean, come on, that was absolutely that was ignorant, and it was only played to. It was played for the weak and the dumb, and weak people that don't have a mind to think for themselves. Yeah, I'm not going to Home Depot. So I'll just go to Lowe's. Okay, whatever. I mean, no big deal. But I mean, this is kind of horseshit that is going on, and it's ignorant.
What's your favorite TV show? I want to.
My favorite TV show?
Yeah. Do you have a favorite TV show?
Right now, the main show that I look for the most, and I'm watching reruns, is SWAT.
That's cool. I didn't know there was much of that on.
Yeah, you catch it on the Sundance, and then on WeTV. It kind of goes back and forth.
I'm just wanting to give you a demonstration of overreach. And okay, I'm in a political party. I'm a Democrat, and I don't like that.
Go figure.
I don't like that SWAT show. I don't like the actors in it. I think they're all garbage. What right have I to take and tell you what you can watch and what you're not allowed to? Which is basically the censorship that they were talking about in that first clip. He wanted to make sure he was responsible for Colbert getting canceled. And I'm going to tell you what, it's going to bite them in the ass when he does finally go off.
Well, no. See, this is where you're losing your understanding. Each and every one of us have our First Amendment rights. That is, our right to freedom of speech. Okay?
Yeah.
Well, when you become president of the United States, do you lose your freedom of speech? So it says, hey, listen, this person's talking shit, this person's talking shit. And if you've ever listened to Jimmy Kimmel, his whole intro every single night. And I see it many times because, I don't know, my wife has this obsession with Channel 5, and she'll fall asleep, and the show comes on, and it'll be Jimmy Kimmel, and it's 5-10 minutes of talking shit about Donald Trump and trying to twist every word that came out of his mouth into something erroneous, and it's ignorant. And yes, I mean, other than that, I mean, he has some nice interviews with people, but to me, you could take that show and shove it up your ass. So, I mean, if you're not going to be fair about what you're doing, then what's the point? But like I said, we all have First Amendment rights. So the president has the right to say, "Listen, I don't like Jimmy Kimmel."
But to use his executive
you
power,
have a choice as a company to employ this guy or do whatever you want.
But
he didn't say they had to do nothing. He just said, "Hey, I don't like Jimmy Kimmel." It's a First Amendment right. But because he's the president, we want to act like, "Oh my God, he's manipulating the media." Really? Really? The media has been against him for 8 years now, if not 12. I mean, come on.
Well, I want to. The thing I don't think you're getting, as far as what I was trying to offer there, is he can say anything he wants to. I got no problem with that. I don't have to watch it. I can turn there and turn TV off.
Absolutely.
Okay, but there has to be a line somewhere where just because I've expressed that I don't like a show, am I going to be able to go in there and say, you shut that damn Stephen Colbert up, or I'm gonna sue you for a lot more money than I already got from you. That's political and other bullshit pressure, and he's got no right to do that stuff. I'm one of the millions of Americans.
Hold on.
Let me finish my thought. Let me finish my thought first. Hang on.
Go ahead.
I am one of 1.5 million Americans or whatever that watch that when that show is not in reruns. I watch him. I like him. I like the dude. He's funny. Same with Kimmel. I don't care for his politics. You might as well bring out what's his name? That guy that's on CNN. He's a little gay dude. I can't think of his name.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Guillermo.
Well, that's a story by itself. I don't watch any of that. But, there has to be a limit of the reach of each any political party. There needs to be limitations on reach. That's all I'm saying. If I'm watching a TV, what the hell nerve does he have telling me what I can and can't watch? Or
wait a minute.
Telling me
when did Donald Trump tell you what you can watch and what you can't watch? When did that happen?
At that end of that first video, didn't you see that? I hope that I was instrumental in getting him taken off the air. I hope I was.
So stop.
So what he's doing is he's saying, fuck him, let him go.
When did Donald Trump control what you could watch and what you couldn't watch?
When he told them people to pressure him out, or he pressured CBS to take him off the air.
Okay, I'm going to ask you one more time. When did Donald Trump censor your ability to watch a specific channel or television show? When did Donald Trump stop you from watching that television?
He's trying to ruin late night TV. So he's got to be doing something.
Okay, let's do this one more time. I'm trying to work with you here. I'm going to slow it down. When did Donald Trump prevent you from watching a television show?
I'm trying to understand what you're trying to
Crickets.
get at.
Crickets. I knew it. Here we go. Crickets. It took 4 or 5 times, but now we got
When
crickets.
they take that show off the air, then he's telling me I can't watch it.
No, he's not.
No, he's
not.
By
no,
getting
he's not.
them to kick him off the air, he's telling me you're
not
allowed to watch
that
it.
News channel,
America is not allowed to watch it.
That news channel is telling you you're not allowed to watch him. Had nothing to do with Donald fucking H. Trump.
Oh, bullshit.
Had nothing to do with him.
Bullshit.
Sure, he's entitled to an opinion, just like you're entitled to an opinion, just like I'm entitled to an opinion. But if that show gets taken off the air, it had nothing to do with the fucking president. The network took that show off the air. Okay? Blame them. Why is everything, oh my God, my ice cream cone melted a little too fast. Oh, fucking Donald Trump. That son of a bitch.
That sounds like a good excuse.
It's his fucking fault. I mean, come on.
Sounds to me like a good excuse.
Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic
That's
here.
a damn good excuse.
Let's be realistic.
Donald Trump's responsible
Donald Trump
for
is
everything.
not putting anybody off the air. He's entitled to his opinion, like I'm entitled to my opinion, and you're entitled to your opinion, and the rest of people in your house, all those that are 18 and over, are entitled to their opinion, and that's fine. So if I think it's what it is, CBS, if they decide to knock Jimmy Kimmel off, President Donald Trump did not fucking do it. CBS kicked him off.
But there was pressure from
let's
Trump.
not blame
There was
the
pressure
president
from Trump.
because he didn't fucking do it.
There was pressure from
Go
Trump
on
to
about
make it
this
happen.
for fucking hours, and I can sit here. We can slow it down, and we can span it out over time. I mean, if that's what you need to do, but I mean, come on. Let's be realistic.
All right, I want to switch this up a little
Blaming
bit.
the wrong person.
Oh, bull. Blaming the right
It's
person.
like blaming
You're just
me.
not understanding it.
Oh, it's like blaming me because your wife didn't fill the toilet paper when she got done.
You're supposed to come over here and do it for her.
That's like blaming me for that. That's what you're doing.
That's because you were standing at the door telling her not to do it. It's all your fault, Dale. Telling you.
Touche. Good one. Good one.
I want to make a quick. I saw this came in a little bit ago and I didn't see it. The lists, the Epstein files, were sealed by a judge until after the election. That's why you didn't see too much of it during it. All right. I got a couple more topics, but I think I'm just going to put these on hold. We'll do them the next time we do the show. Do you think Gavin Newsom is proving a point by trolling Trump and MAGA? Are their reactions making them look like a bunch of whiny snowflakes? That was a good one, Mr. Good Citizen.
Oh, you're talking about Gavin Newsom, dude from California?
Yeah.
He's a freaking moron.
He's going to be the next president. I'll vote for him.
Oh, God.
I like him.
God bless America. I pray to God that doesn't happen.
I like him. He'll run.
Oh, well, of course you like
and
him.
He'll have Hillary for Secretary of State.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, let's build this country. Really?
Well, it's better than what we got now.
Gosh, the list I was talking about, Hillary Clinton was the one that started all the bullshit. Yeah, that's who I want in office. Her and fucking, oh my Lord. You better do better than that.
Okay, what about the Qatar airplane? Doesn't it seem like a bribe? What would you say if Obama did that? That's a good question too. We may have to do this more often this way.
Well, what would? Okay, I could see how people would say that was a bribe.
It was a bribe.
I get it. I totally get it, because it's like, okay, they gave you this fabulous gift, and maybe somewhere down the road they expect a little something, in payment for it, so to speak. But all these other presidents, you don't think that didn't happen? It just wasn't televised.
Well,
it wasn't on the fucking TV.
I will give you
all
one.
the shit in the gifts in the Lincoln Library and different things like that. Do you think that they weren't really televised as a big deal? Now, mind you, it is a fucking airplane. I mean, it's a big fucking airplane. So, I can get where people would be a little skeptical of that.
$200 million airplane.
So,
we give you plane.
But apparently, they like him, just like the American people did. Well, I would say 3 times, but that one in the middle, that was a little illegal and fucked up. So actually, he shouldn't even be president right now. He should have been president last time, and then not be able to be president right now. But okay, so y'all can blame that on yourselves, because what happened was you pissed him off, and he came out and showed the American people. He just let Uncle fucking Joe do his thing, and he's like, well, that's all I need.
There is
this stupid fucker.
There is one thing that I just brain farted it. Oh yeah, now I remember what it was. There was a thing that was pointed out to me last weekend, that say that they do make it, or that there was a chance in hell of him running for office for a 3rd term.
He couldn't.
Well, he thinks he can.
The Constitution says he can.
He thinks he can. If that was
he thinks he can.
If that was to happen,
where are you making that up from?
He thinks he can. You've seen Trump 2028. Hell, that's all over the internet. Where you been?
So it's on the internet. That makes it fucking true.
Huh?
Come on.
Well, he stood there and said it.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Actually, there was a quote that I heard last weekend. If you want me to, I'll find it. And that was, I understand, if the nation's at war, like he was talking to Zelensky, if the nation's at war, you can't have elections. And he goes, I'm a fan of and if we were at war, maybe I could cancel the next elections. Doesn't that give you a warm feeling in your heart? Donnie wants to be.
Actually, yeah, it does kind of give me a warm feeling in my heart. But I think you're full of shit.
I'll get it.
Once again, I think you're full of shit.
I'll get it.
You're paying too much attention to.
I'll get it and show you the quote, because he did it.
Oh, you can show me the quote, but it's bullshit. The man can't run again.
You hope.
Oh, I hope. No. Actually, I hope that he can run again.
If they did that,
but
they would have to make that.
Happen.
If he went to do that, and they made it legal for him to run for the third term, then they ought to do that for every other past president, including Obama, including Biden's pretty much. Hell, we could even go draft Hillary or Bill Clinton. And it's got to be fair.
Huh?
You could have Obama 2028. Yeah, that's right. I'd vote for him.
I hate to say it, but other than NAFTA, because Clinton fucked up NAFTA, but I don't know if it was just the time of my life or what it was, but financially, I did really well under Bill Clinton.
We all did.
And I will never take that away from him. Never. And that's why I always said, the man got a blowjob in the White House. Okay? Whatever. Guess what? If I could get a blowjob in the White House, yeah. It's happening. So it's like his extracurricular activities has nothing to do with running the government. That's all bullshit. And that's what I look at with an individual. Right now, Donald Trump can fuck anybody he wants to fuck, and I don't care. What I'm worried about is how he runs the government. That's my concern. And everybody made this big deal about Billy Clinton getting a fucking blowjob, and then, come on.
There was one thing that Clinton did.
No, listen. I'm helping you out here. You got a blowjob in the White House, but the woman decided to save the dress that got a splash of semen on it, and she decided to save it for posterity's sake. And then years later, look at what I got. And of course he got busted. And, because the DNA was there and whatnot. If you don't think that wasn't a fucking setup, then come on. And if you don't think that shit is still not going on today,
it is.
You're not paying attention.
It is.
Billy Clinton, other than NAFTA, he was not a horrible president.
The one thing that he did that no other president has done in the last 50 or so years was present a balanced budget. He had, before Bush came in there, he had a plans to balance the budget. There would have been no debt like we're fighting now with trillions of dollars.
A plan to have a balanced budget and a balanced budget are two different things.
Well, it was.
So let's let's not misinform the people.
It was more balanced than any of the other ones ever had. But whoever was his mathematician or financial secretary, I always liked the idea of the way they planned that. But unfortunately, then Iraq, we get planes in the towers in an airplane.
Well, that was under Bush. Clinton was gone.
Well, Clinton was that was the end of Clinton's term and going into Bush's first.
That's right, but Clinton was gone. That was under Bush.
If that wouldn't have happened, you got to wonder what the state of the economy would be in right now. But anyway, let me make sure there's no other comments I want to cover here. All right, did that one.
Oh, give us another question from you know who. I could sit here and go with this all fucking night. It don't bother me none.
Have the tariffs made your life any better? And if so, how?
Well, I would say at this point in my life, um, the tariffs haven't necessarily made my life better, but I look at the long-term effect and I see on a constant basis of different countries coming to us to want to if you remember when we talked about this before and I brought up a screen and it was this country is charging us 200% tariffs, 125% tariffs, blah, 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 down the road. And it's like, why are we accepting this? And that is what President Donald Trump is trying to do, is to level the playing field a bit and make, everything, kind of equal across the board. And I don't see a problem with that. And he told us ahead of time, hey, it's going to be rough for a half a minute, but once we get all this tied in, then things will begin to build back up again. And I trust that. I mean, that's just my, personal view. I trust it. But if somebody's charging me 200% tariffs and I'm charging them 5, 10, 15% coming back the other way, something's not right in that equation.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Something's not right. So what he's doing is trying to set that meter straight. So like right now, they're probably raising all the prices of fucking Walmart because 99.9% of everything in Walmart comes from fucking China, and we haven't quite come to an agreement with China yet. And when we do, then now I understand. Say the U.S. gives 5% and another country gives 10%. Well, it's because of the way the country is. So we're helping them out, but it shouldn't be a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah,
it should not.
I agree with you on that one. All right, 2 more questions, and then I want to go to another subject quick. We'll take about the gerrymandering. I looked it up. In fact, let me do that now. I'm going to I want to give you the definition of gerrymandering.
Right.
And we'll just do it for the people then.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready. I started to research it and I was like, yeah, no need. And I just left it alone.
Okay. Gerrymandering. Men to manipulate the boundaries of or election constitutionally so as to favor one party or a class or one party or class. So what they're saying that the gerrymandering that's going on right now, I almost find this laughable because Trump in his ultimate wisdom is wanting to, I guess from what I heard, he told Texas he wanted 5 more seats in Texas. And immediately after that, Newsom says, well, if you're going to do that there, and we're going we're going to put 5 more Democratic ones in. And the one thing I read, and I don't know how true it is because I couldn't back it up, is that in their haste to try to put 5 new seats into Texas, they screwed something up and it would end up losing them 10. What do you think about gerrymandering and the especially certain politicians or whoever want, and how actually should it be done? Should there be an independent panel, or should be somebody be hired to bring these maps up, or what? What do you think?
Well, first off, I would say that gerrymandering has been done for, oh God, Lord knows how many years. I don't know how far back to go. I don't know where that was actually. I actually read an article that tells me the year that it started. And, you know, obviously I don't remember it at this time. But every president since then, there has been gerrymandering going on. You know, if you're a Democrat, you want to get more Democratic seats. If you're a Republican, you want to get more Republican seats. And can you blame them? No, you can't. They have the opportunity to do this, and they do it. Like, I'll give an example, like I spoke to you about last night. You had a state up in the New England area that 41% of them voted for Donald Trump in the presidential election. But yet there is absolutely no Republican coverage in that state whatsoever. Now, that doesn't make sense. And it's kind of, they all do it, and they all try to do it in a way to make themselves better. Now, your complaint is him saying to the Texas governor, hey, blah, 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 blah. This is what I need. Well, guess what? Once again, we talked about this earlier. You have a freedom of speech. You can talk to people. He said to the Texas governor, hey, man, you know what? I'd like to get 5 more seats. And I think you might be the guy to help me out to do this. I'd appreciate it if you did so. What's wrong with that? That's what he did. And then the governor said, okay, this is what we're going to do. Now, the governor pulled the plug and decided to do what they're doing. It wasn't Donald Trump. He's entitled to his opinion. He's entitled to talk to anybody that he wants to. And just because he said that, so if Donald Trump did that, and every other president has done the same thing, do you not think these other presidents have not talked to individual states about helping them out? I mean, it's come on.
Personally,
it's another day at the office.
Personally, I think that there should be a process put in that would be fair to both parties, and take the actual map drawing out of the hands of the politicians. I think that's where a lot of the problem is right now. Excuse me a second. I don't think that, I hate to say this, but that could be crooked on both sides. You know,
absolutely.
Republican stuff can be and then all they're doing when they do stuff like that, they're trying to protect themselves in the next election, which is your midterms.
Absolutely.
Your midterms are coming up pretty soon, And
Absolutely.
I think it should be, personally, I think it should be done outside of Congress, an independent party or whatever.
Okay, in lies the problem.
And
I'm agreeing with you with everything you have said.
Oh God!
Because I think we both agree on how this gerrymandering works, and then you start to say that we needed an independent individual. Do you think those independent people do not have political views on their own? So you're fucked either way. Okay, you let some independents come in. Well, I guess it's a crapshoot on what independents are going to come in to look at your situation, because they all have political views and they're all going to lean in a certain direction. So you're back to square one.
Well, we could have somebody from Russia come over and do it. Excuse me. I was being facetious there.
That might be the smart thing. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe we can have the Polacks come in.
Oh, hey.
And they can bring...
Polacks are not stupid.
When they bring the meeting to order...
Okay. Jokester.
When they bring the...
I dated a Polak.
When they go to bring the first meeting to start, their theme music could be Who Stole the Kishka?
You're bad. Okay, wait a minute.
I'm
worse.
right.
I'm worse.
I got two more quick questions, and I think I've got everything covered here. Actually, it looks like 3, maybe.
All right.
How do you feel about deploying the National Guard in D.C.? Don't you think it could easily lead to martial law?
Therein lies the problem. I don't know if it could lead to martial law or not, because I haven't, the way things have been going down, haven't gotten that deep into it. But it's kind of like the argument that you and I had last night, where I was telling you, why in the heck would you complain about people taking crime out of your city? I don't understand that. Like I said, they can park in my driveway. Just let me in and out when I got to go to work. You can put a mortar thing or a cannon or whatever the fuck else you want in my front yard. I don't give a rat's ass. Put a machine gun post in my front yard. You know what? I will have the safest fucking yard in the damn neighborhood. So I don't have a problem with, cleaning up crime, because there's too much of it going on. I get on, the Facebook, APD, this person got shot. APD, this person got shot. This person got shot. Because I get more local stuff. But then you hear, Cincinnati, Columbus, Cleveland, all these people getting killed unnecessarily. And I don't want people to be dying. I want people to live and enjoy their life. But if you want to live this so-called thug life where you think that every problem is solved with a gun, then you know what? I want the National Guard to come in, find these people, and take them off the streets.
Yeah, but.
What?
I'm trying to think how I want to phrase this. I agree with you as far as the safety concerns are. But the way that they're doing this, they're up until that California crap happened, it was always up to the governors to disperse the National Guard for any way they needed them. I was okay with that, you know. But when you're overstepping your power, like, and having the federal government saying we're going to come into your town and we're going to occupy it until the crime rate goes down, that's another story. You know, what are they going to do next? They're going to come in? Are they going to take and arrest the governor, like's been
That's
threatened?
a bad thing. That's such a bad thing. We're going to stop crime. We're going to stop crime in your city. Oh,
Well,
that's a horrible
because
thing.
you put
I don't want them to do that.
Just because you put a soldier on a corner doesn't mean it's going to stop anyway. That it'll just give them that much more reason to protest than that, and that's what's been happening.
Protest your ass off.
As far as
I've been driving to work.
I've been completely
driving to work with people on the bridges with signs up like "Kill Jews" and shit like that. So there's plenty of people protesting. So whatever, protest. I don't give a shit.
If there's a reason for it, outrageous crime, whatever, or somebody threatening to shoot down a whole group of people or something, then it's necessary. But we saw and you're going to hate me for this, but we saw from Kent State what happens when you put a bunch of military in the open like that. God forbid that should happen again.
That was so many years ago.
Yeah, but the principles
and the individuals
the principles
are trained so much differently than they were back then. You're comparing fruit, but you're not comparing apples to apples. It was such a different time, and you got one dude. It's all it took. One dude freaked the fuck out, and he pulled the trigger. And as soon as that trigger got pulled, then everybody else let loose. And that's basically May 4th in a nutshell. We'll never know who that individual was, but somebody freaked. Oh my God. And they pulled the trigger. Hell, it may have been by accident. But then once that first bullet fired, boom, everybody else firing.
The shot that changed
like,
the world.
Okay, we need to fire. And bad shit happened. It was not a good outcome. And, but that's not the military of today. That's not the way things are.
Yeah, we'll see.
Just like you compare a Green Beret of 40 years ago to a Green Beret today, it's a whole different type of training.
Yeah.
The old guy probably still kicked her ass, but it's a different thing. They're taught differently. So you're not comparing apples to apples.
Yeah, that's exactly true. Anyway, I got one more question, and then we can go ahead and wrap this up. And that is, how would you feel if Obama or Biden started firing people that they disagreed with them? How would you feel if Obama or Biden, when they were in office, started firing people that disagreed with them?
Well, first off, as a Republican, I would be ecstatic. But to answer the question, normally, if the people in the other offices need to be on the same page as the president, And if they're necessarily not, and he decides to get rid of them, I don't see an issue with that because that is his right as president. I mean, just because I put so-and-so in office doesn't mean I have to leave them there. If this person is, screwing the pooch, well, then I can get rid of them and put somebody else into office. And that's kind of, the way I view it.
To me,
the reason this question has come up, little Miss or Mr. whoever is throwing out the question, I don't want to talk to nobody, is because Trump has been known to kick people out of their positions. And that's why that whole topic is coming up. Well, if your views and shit are not aligning with what the president is trying to do, then he has all the right in the world to throw your ass out on the street. And okay, well, maybe he's the first president that's had enough balls to actually do that. It doesn't make him a bad person. He's like, hey, well, if this person's not going to be on Team Trump, then I need to find somebody that's going to be on Team Trump.
Well, to me, though, you'd almost have to consider the experience factor. Does that person have? Can that person be replaced by somebody else and still have the same, if not better, credentials? I can kind of sort of see that. But, a lot of this stuff is just happened like a bull in a china shop.
Well, this isn't a DEI fucking conversation.
No.
It's Donald Trump, so DEI doesn't exist. I like you. You're a nice person. You have this, you have that, da. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I think was one other thing I was going to talk about tonight, but I'm brain farting again. I'm getting too old for this shit. I don't remember what it was. I'll think of it once we get off camera. Anyway, anything else to add? Anything you wanted to add to it, or?
I'm good.
All right. I think it's been one of the better shows we've ever done.
It was fun. I will say. I had fun tonight.
We keep it.
I mean, I was like, ask me another question. Ask me another question. Let's keep it going. I mean, yeah, I had a very good time tonight. I really did.
I'm glad you did. I did too. I only saw your eyes bug out once, but that was enough.
Hey, we're damn near 2 hours deep. Yep. So, it was a good night.
An hour and 1 hour, 40 minutes and 8 seconds right now. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up. If you're a fan of the station, thank you. And if there's something you'd like to hear that I don't have in the playlists, send me a text message or email me at office@crookedriver.com or crookedriverradio.com, and I'll do what I can to help you out. It's been a lot of fun, Mr. Miss Good Citizen. I thank you for your time and questions. And with that, I think I'm about ready to rock and roll here.
Okay, but I will say, Mr. or Miss Good Citizen, quit being scared. Get off your tough. You throw out all these questions, and it was fun. It was really fun. Get on the show. Be a guest. Get on the show. And you know what? I can let you two gang up on me. That's fine. I don't care. But I think it would be nice to, you know, maybe I don't know you personally, but put a voice to the individual that is speaking. And, you know, we're not horrible here. Yeah, okay. I get a little loud and, you know, I cuss now and again. But at the end of the day, we're friendly. Hop on. Let's have some fun. You know, let's have a good time because that's what this is.
Yeah,
I could get off. I could get off here right now and go have dinner with Pat, and it's no big deal.
And we'd bicker all the way to the restaurant.
That's the way it works.
And we'd bicker all
as
the
long
way.
as you have that same opinion. You know, I mean, you have to be that kind of minded that we can argue and then be friends 5 minutes later.
Yep.
You know, so come on in. You know, I invite it. I invite it.
Yeah, well,
I loved your questions. They were great.
I thought so too. Anyway, if you are a fan of the station, let us know about what music you want to add. Podcast coming up this week. I'm not sure if we're going to do a Five Guys on Sports or Four Guys on Sports. My son is back home from the hospital, but the last I talked to him, he sounded kind of labored. So we'll see what happens there. Also, the next show up in that line is Radioactive, which is Sunday nights from 7 till whenever we get done. It's usually a couple hours there. And then, that show last night, I don't know if you saw any of it, Dale, but I did a segment.
No, I didn't. I got home later.
I did a segment on the doodle bug, which was a major train wreck right down almost in front of where you're living. It was I think it was July 31st of 1940 it happened. And it was a hell of a fire. What had happened is one of these doodle bugs ran head on into a train, and it killed 40. There was 43 people, I think, riding it, and 40 of them died. But
okay, you have to explain to me what the hell a doodle bug is.
A doodle bug is a train car with an engine on it. Well, they used to use these for.
So the doodle bug ran into the train?
Yeah. They used to use these things back in the.
How did that happen?
Back in the late 20s and up to about 1940 when they stopped running them. Or I think it was 41. What they were, people were using them as commuter trains. And this one started in Hudson and went clear down to Columbus. And they turned around and came back up. It was quite an article if you get a chance. So
basically what you're saying to me was a train hit a train.
A train hit a train car. Is what it about.
Okay, because I thought when you was talking doodle bug, I thought like a car ran into the train at the crossing. Because I've never heard of a doodle bug before.
You might want to look it up. Actually, if you go down behind where Hibachi Japan used to be, there's a plaque.
Okay.
There's a plaque down there showing the site that it and telling about the 40 people that were killed. I've seen the plaque.
All right.
What had supposedly happened right there behind where Hibachi used to be, and it that was a pretty good show last night. But anyway, we will after Radioactive. Next Monday night is our new ham show. It's called the Elmer's World, and we talk about pretty much all kinds of stuff about amateur radio.
Now I get to give you advice.
Oh God!
Woo! Strap in, folks.
If if you've ever wanted to take your ham radio test, this will give you a little insight into the world of Elmer, which has been pretty cool. I've really enjoyed doing that show and putting it together and that. So that'll be this next Monday, and then we'll be back here in 2 weeks. With that, anything else, Mr. Dale?
No, I think I'm good. I had so much fun tonight. I'm just
that hour.
It's been a wonderful evening.
That hour and a half really
evening.
went quick. So anyway, we'll see you. I'll probably talk to you. Anything you want to talk about post show? You want me to come over there?
Unless there's something you need to speak with me about the ham show.
I think we're good.
I'm good.
But
the last I checked, you said we were going to go into, passing your test and getting in. And, I'm like golden on that.
Some of the tricks.
Right.
We'll do that too. Anyway, we will see everybody in somewhere in the next 2 weeks. And have a good evening. 7-3, and we're gone.
You folks are off.